All right, I've got Ching Juhl, who is back on the show. Last time she was on was November of 2020, which feels like a lifetime ago. Since then, Ching's documentary has really gotten a lot of attention, and she's been working and following the Yang for New York City campaign. So we're going to talk about all of that. But first, let's warm it up with Andrew and Evelyn.
Juul gang, that's who I hooked up with. Juul gang, that's who I hooked up with. Juul gang, that's who I hooked up. Yo, there's no place to hide now that he's arrived. I'm saying he ain't playing now with this campaign. Bang, dang, it's in. Juul, come roll with the gang gang. Juul gang, that's who I hooked up with. Juul gang, that's who I hooked up with. Juul gang, that's who I hooked up. Yo, there's no place to hide now that he's arrived. I'm saying he ain't playing now with this campaign. Bang, dang, it's in. Juul, come roll with the gang gang.
Hello, nerds!
Hello, nerds!
Shane, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. It's like long time no see, but I see you so often, so I feel like you're right next to me.
You know, it is. It's amazing how the Yang Gang stays connected virtually, and I'm a little jealous because you've been seeing our man Andrew, on the ground in real life, as they say. So tell me a little bit about what you've been up to since the last time you were on the show. I mean, it feels like it was a different world. That was before Andrew announced the mayoral campaign.
Right.
We were all speculating on whether he would be like Secretary of Commerce or something.
Yeah. We were all hoping he get a pickup by White House.
Yeah. And it turns out he was like, nah, I'm going to be mayor of the biggest city in the country. So, yeah. Tell me, so how have you been?
I'm good, thank you. So that was in November. I see you, and let's see. I was kind of starting to editing the film called My Yangon Diary.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has a rough cut, I think. And then on January the 4th, I play the first version, which is more than 2 hours, to Yangon on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of a private viewing.
Mm-hmm.
Since then I started to apply for film festivals without not very much expectations.
Yeah.
So January, the film, My Yangon Diary, I call our film. Our film won Best Feature Documentary in Rome International Film Festival.
Congratulations.
Thank
you. That's amazing.
And then 7 other festivals up until now accepted the film. And just 3 weeks ago, our film was picked as the best documentary feature at the Toronto Documentary Film Festival.
Wow. When you get these awards, do they give any feedback or what is it that is kind of connecting with people?
Yeah. Rome, I didn't hear much from them. From Los Angeles Women's Film Festival, they showed our film in end of March, and then that result to a distributor contacted me wanting to distribute our film, US at least. And then that's kind of neat, although I haven't really follow up with him, because since then there's 3 more distributors come to me. So that's kind of nice to have different people are interested in the film. And I'm not rich yet. I spend money to apply for film festival. The money is not recouped yet. But it's just a kind of a, pat on your back, like, hey, you did a good job. We like your film, that's kind of nice. So to answer your question, one of the best thing I have been treated, I ask around also other filmmakers is not very many festival does that for individual film. Toronto Doc Film Festival actually made a short video, 13-minute video for us. The first 2 minutes is our trailer, and then 8 audience member, they made comments on the film, all very complimentary, and they talk about how they do not know Andrew Yan. Now they know Andrew Yang. Now
Mm.
they know his. So it's very Yanning. Basically, they're all Yan, but they are goddamn, Canadians.
Yes, if only if only they could vote. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's really nice. It's very. You should see that video is on my Instagram. If you have Instagram, going to Juul Media Instagram, it's on my Instagram profile. Okay, it's
Hmm.
very easy to find.
All right. Well, we'll have to check it out. Actually, how long is that video? Did you say it's 20 minutes?
13
13. All
minutes.
right.
Yeah,
Well, we'll link to it.
maybe you can
Uh,
play a little bit.
all right. Let's see if I can find it while we're.
Yeah,
This is. Let's
it's also
see.
on my Juul Media YouTube channel.
Oh, it's on the YouTube channel. Even better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
see.
called
Juul
Feedback.
Media.
Yeah,
Juul Media.
and
You are.
did you find it? I can
Uh,
find it for you.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
find it.
Yeah, it's called Toronto. It's called Feedback. Something.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it live. Hold on. Share screen. Chrome tab. Juul Media. You're gonna tell me where to go.
Oh,
All right, where
okay.
is it?
Yeah. Okay. So I can. This guy, gentleman. Yeah.
This dude here. Audience feedback.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Hold
Yeah.
on.
And you can skip if you want to.
All right.
But
What part is the best part?
the first person and the last person, I think, it's the best.
Ah, the kind of viewer created ones, like this dude.
The first person, is
down to
really
the title. I was kind
Hmm.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very powerful.
I didn't know what I was sitting down to. Given the title, I was kind of expecting something completely different, but I was pleasantly surprised at what I was treated to. Just a really strong piece, something that obviously was in the making for quite some time, and it's all put together really well. I had never heard of Andrew Yang until watching this, so there was a lot for me to learn. I really appreciated everything that was in there. Really an impressive platform. What a great cross section of diversity for his base. It just seemed like a lot of just really intelligent, forward-thinking people. It was really amazing to see it all kind of unfold over the course of the documentary. And again, it did a really good job at putting it all together. For someone who knew nothing of Andrew Yang, I feel much more informed now, and I really did enjoy this.
Really informative documentary about who Andrew Yang is. And I think what they did really well and planned really well was to focus on the people that were influenced by him, and how his beliefs and his promises were going to influence them, and how it would change their lives. And something that I think was really smart was having to make sure that all the interviews came from different walks of life. It wasn't focused on a certain group of people or like certain communities. It was just a very general thing, and it showed how he could influence so many different people, and it wasn't always just focused on one. So that was really interesting to see and to hear about. I myself am in Canada, and so I didn't really follow politics at the time, and I only knew that he was running because he was, I guess, one of the first Asian candidates to run for presidency. So I think that in itself was really exciting, and it was interesting to see what other people thought of him, and just like his promises and what he was looking into doing for the people, and just how it would affect their lives. And so I hope that more people get to see this and understand where he's coming from, and it's not necessarily going to be an easy run next time around, but at least people will be more informed about who he is and the changes that he is willing to implement for America. So I guess overall, just really, really well done, well shot, really great footage from so many different runs. So really great job.
I really enjoyed watching this film, especially as they showcased the passion and dedication of so many young supporters, and how they created the verb yanging. It was a hopeful message in the different rallies, and to see the people that was behind him and was putting their money to this cause. He was he is a very charismatic political leader. So I'm glad the filmmaker decided to do this film. I really liked it.
Fabulous documentary feature, primarily spearheaded by one woman, a violin teacher from the States called Ching Juhl. She follows the U.S. presidential campaign of Democrat Andrew Yang. I loved how she really captured the excitement of his supporters. So many great individual interviews of Americans and why they were convinced to follow Andrew because of his policies. There was such a diverse variety of people and in various professions, from truck drivers to farmers, singers, artists, businessmen, engineers, accountants, professors. The locations were broad, from road trips to conventions to volunteer training sessions to bars and diners and people going door to door canvassing in the cold. I love the variety of musical styles. Notably awesome were the lively vocals and a trumpet solo. Lots of great footage of Andrew speaking at various events. I'm now very interested in reading Andrew Yang's book, The War on Normal People, after seeing this film. I was also very impressed by the energy of his followers, even after he suspended his campaign. I sensed that his ideas and popularity could be a face to be reckoned with in future elections. Great job.
Fascinating documentary. I mean, the energy, the infectious passion of these people was just great to watch. Yeah, like any good documentary, it really gets us introduced and gets us to know a bunch of characters that we probably wouldn't get to meet in real life. It was fascinating to see all the work that goes into a political campaign. My God, these people are tireless. I was getting tired just watching. So yeah, it was great to see their passion and how they put action to passion and really put it all out there to try and get their vision realized, to try and encourage their guy get their horse to win the race. Yeah, it was quite an enjoyable film. I didn't feel bored at any point. So the pacing was well done. The bringing in new characters, how the old characters are influencing the new characters, like just the way that the whole story was shaped was quite well crafted.
I found the documentary really interesting from the way that it captured the stories of the different volunteers and why they were involved. And I thought it did a really good job of also capturing the candidate's platform and kind of explaining it through the story or through the eyes of the volunteers and of the candidate at the very beginning, and then the different pieces that came through brought the story alive and what they were trying to achieve. And I thought that was really cool. Beautiful images, really great descriptions and captured moments. Would have loved to see a bit of the strategy behind it. I know they had like a countdown of, okay, so we need this to happen before this happens in order to have this result. So it would have been interesting to kind of see like a little roadmap almost at some point. And I think that would have tied those pieces of them on the ground doing the work even more closely together. Otherwise, I really enjoyed it.
It gets to the heart of the Andrew Yang campaign. What motivated so many people to join this coalition that at the beginning, in its conception, not many people had much faith in, and that might have not ultimately led to victory, but led to a change and led to an historic recontextualization of so many different conversations that we're now having on a national scale about income, about taxes, about human welfare and how we treat one another. I think that it beautifully emphasizes the sense of community that was built within this campaign by those who were operating it and operating for it and operating for not just Andrew himself as a person, but his ideals, what he believed in and what he wanted to do. So it really gets to the heart of what politics and campaigning can be when at its best. Sans kind of political corruption, sans hateful rhetoric and negativity. It's a real positive piece with a lot of optimism to it, despite, again, the technical negative outcome of it all.
A very interesting political documentary about a candidate that not all of us knew about. So, Andrew Yang, they did a really interesting job. The lady who documented this whole thing did a very good job of documenting, the campaign and all of the supporters. The whole thing is paced very nicely. We get a lot of interesting interviews. It just has a very kind of CNN documentary feel to it overall. So that's very good. Obviously spent time, in the wild in this campaign with these folks, really getting into the nitty gritty, learning all, getting all the information out to us through this piece. So the filmmakers did an excellent job of that. Obviously put in a lot of hard work over a very long period of time. And, so we learn about his platform and how he wants to, he has a specific plan for redistributing wealth. We profile a lot of his supporters. And, for somebody that was wanting to make such radical change, had a very surprising number of supporters. And, at the end, it's very poignant because, he has to suspend his campaign. He knows he's not going to win the primary. But, it was very noble in his speech where he says, I can't keep accepting donations because we're not going to win. So I'm going to go ahead and suspend the campaign. So that was very noble of him that, he didn't keep taking people's money, as we know some other politicians would. It doesn't feel like, at that ending, it doesn't feel like a defeat, really. It doesn't feel like we have a sad ending to this because the journey was very important to these folks. And so even though it ended up with him, not being able to win the primary and all, it was, I'm sure it was very obvious that everybody had a lot to learn about themselves and what they wanted to do to try to change the country. So, but, again, it was just a very nicely put together piece. So good job on my Yang Gang there.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, I think they did a great job. The festival put it together.
My God. I mean, all that editing work, all those days and days or weeks and weeks of tweaking the sound and the levels and the lighting. Oh my God, that's just all worth it when you hear that, right? If I were you, I'd put that on a loop.
Yeah.
I get up every morning and be like, boom.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate their appreciation. I think it shows they actually really watched. Yeah. They watched and they really put their heart in it and to critique about it. So it's really valuable. Yeah.
Yeah, these Canadians, they can be pretty thoughtful.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing.
So tell me a little bit about you're living in New York, right?
Yeah, I'm living in Upper West Side.
Oh, beautiful. My brother used to live in the Upper West Side. I love visiting him. Yeah. Now he's in London, but this is not my MAGA brother, my other brother.
Okay.
I have two brothers. I have one crazy MAGA brother.
Not the Trumpster.
No. Not the Trumpster. He lives in Florida now.
Oh, okay.
But the non-Trumpster brother lived in the Upper West Side by there's a museum by there. But yeah, it was beautiful. We used to go to H&H Bagels in the middle of the night.
Yeah, at 70-some street.
Yeah, just hot bagel.
Yeah.
Like you didn't even have to toast it because it literally came out of the oven and it just melts in your mouth.
There's another very good bagel store. Speaking of bagel, near Upper West Side, is on Broadway and 108 Street. Okay, 108. It's on Broadway. It's on the east side of Broadway. It's called Absolute Bagel. It's
like the vodka.
So
Absolute.
Delicious.
Yeah.
They only make bagels and then cream cheese.
Oh man. That sounds delicious. Well,
all kind of
hopefully
cream.
I can get out there and be in and visit New York again. I do.
Lots
It
of
is an
people
amazing
coming.
city. Yeah.
I know lots of people coming to help Andrew. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? I mean, you're there on the ground. So it was, I forgot the name. Is the American Museum of Natural History, of course.
Yeah. 79th Street. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
gorgeous,
81st
gorgeous.
Street, something like that.
Yeah. So tell me what it's like watching your presidential candidate run to become mayor of your city.
Yeah.
When you first heard he was running, were you like, oh my God, this is amazing? Or were you like, oh no, why is he doing this? Like, how were you feeling about it?
Well, we heard the rumors already before he officially announced, right?
Mhm.
So I anticipated and I thought it would be wonderful for him to run, although there's a lot of different voices coming from different angles,
Mhm.
but I was kind of looking forward to him. And then I was contacted by Yang Camping, said something like, oh, well, January 13th, and come to this location and no filming, just come. I was like, okay,
you're like, no filming, that's what I do.
I know.
That's
well,
what I do.
I went anyway, right, with my
Yeah.
skinny tripod, always skinny tripod, and then I got there. There's a lot of camera already setting up, NBC, New York One, all these like huge, humongous equipment there. I was like, they can film. I cannot film. So, and I just started, I sneaked in and I filmed a little bit, and then, so that's the day.
You wouldn't be Ching Juhl if you're not filming Andrew Yang.
That's the day is Andrew Yang announced. That's his birthday, January 13th. And he announced his mayorship candidacy. It's a small crowd of people.
Wait a minute, his birthday is January 13th?
Yeah.
No way. That's my son's birthday. That is
Are
so
you serious?
funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is nutty. Yeah.
Oh, actually, maybe I'll take it back. Maybe it's a one day after his birthday, either after his birthday or on his birthday. Okay, so he made an announcement, and I made a short. I actually live streamed event. Yeah, so it was well. I didn't really come out after January 13 or either 14 because the COVID. I did not really go on street very much, but I did like sometimes in March I filmed, either February or March I filmed him. He was in my neighborhood, and then I now whenever I feel like I go follow him around. What was I gonna say? He always has people following him. He has these people with really big big cameras and following him around. So I'm kind of like a minority, I'm kind of like just like amateur person,
right?
so I'm kind of discreetly shooting picture here and there, but he now recognized me. He calls me by my first name, saying Ching, so that's kind of nice. So I probably will yesterday I collected signature for him. I collected 73 signatures by myself.
Wow.
So,
well done.
Yeah, on the street or in my neighborhood, sitting in my lobby of my apartment, collecting them. And I really don't feel that great of doing that because COVID, you have to give someone a pen, they sign, and they give you pen back. They have to touch the paper. The whole thing is really nuts, So, but I'm fine.
Yeah, that is the reality of the old ways meeting the new pandemic world, right? It's
I don't think it's necessary to have that. And yesterday I joined a bunch of young men to knock on doors in Harlem. That was brutal. Because people literally just shut the door on our faces. When you say you ring their bell, right? They say, I am so and so. I'm volunteer for Andrew Yang. Or sometimes people open the door. I am so and so boo. Just close the door.
Yeah.
That's really hard. So
Yeah.
anyway, I did like 3 hours door knocking yesterday. It was like not the favorite thing.
What
My
was
favorite
your
thing to do.
yeah? What was the now you're there to collect signatures or
No, that to
Or-
just to convince, just
just
say,
a canvas?
are you going to vote? Who are you going to
Right.
vote for? Why? Or you have a conversation with people.
Yeah.
And these people, they are all Democrat. Like
Yeah.
we use an app, it's called Minivan.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
not like we ask anybody. We have names. We have
Yeah.
exactly, but it's tough.
Yeah, it's not like you're going deep into like MAGA territory.
No, no.
What was the like out of every 10 people you talked to, what percent were willing to even have a conversation versus just slamming the door or ignoring
Yeah.
you?
I would say, according to yesterday's, my personal experience, either they're not home or they say, I haven't decided yet.
Uh-huh.
So not one person, sorry, Younggan, not one person said, I'm going to vote for Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
No.
Were there any that were hardcore Adams or Wiley or some other? Did they?
They just say, no one said who they're going to vote. They just say either they're not interested in, or they haven't decided, or they're busy in the middle of something.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe only 1 out of 20 doors. Some ladies are very warm to us, just said, oh, thank you. Oh, I'll read this or something like that. But I don't remember one person said he is Andrew Yang supporter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully
but
that's not
just the one-
representative.
That's
Yeah,
just the
but-
one event, Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also in the area, I would say perhaps, people are generally not as interested in politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the area. Yeah.
Have you done anything around like Chinatown or heavy Asian American or Chinese American areas? Has that been more fruitful or similar?
I haven't done in Chinatown. I stood on the street getting signature. And at the beginning, I feel such an idiot, But then after a while, actually, that is not bad experience. I actually, out of every 10 person, I would say 3 or 4, they actually know Andrew Yang.
Mm-hmm.
And they sign for me happily, collecting signatures. So
you
that's
think they're
kind
going
of
to turn out and vote?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I
That's the
hope
big
so.
question, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Young Camping is working really hard. I have to give them a lot of credit. I get email every single day, text message every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day they ask me to come out to do this, do that, have meetings or training. And we went to is it a Thursday night? Yeah, today's what, Sunday?
Today is Sunday.
Yeah, 3 days ago we it's on my Facebook. You can see we went to this Chinese restaurant on 56th Street on 5th Avenue, a Chinese dim sum place. We watched the debate, the mayoral debate together. I would say probably, I don't know, 50, 60 people showed up. Yeah.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah. I mean, mostly young and,
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that was nice to see everybody since, can you believe, 429 days? I haven't seen so many people.
Yeah.
The last time was February 29th, 2020.
That's crazy. Yeah. Are you fully vaxxed now?
Yes.
Yeah. Congrats.
Thank you. And you?
Yeah. I just got my second shot about a little over a week ago.
Oh, okay. Good.
It was that second shot was
Did you get sore?
intense. Oh my gosh.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Did you get sick?
I felt like I felt like hungover for a couple days.
Oh, yeah? Huh.
However, I will tell you this, I'm glad I did it. I mean, I'm glad I feel so much, more comfortable now than prior. Just like walking into the grocery store, like as an example, my mom, got bit by a dog yesterday, so I had to bring her to
No.
the emergency room.
Oh no.
And I felt way more comfortable going into a hospital having been fully vaxxed than otherwise, you know?
Yes.
But yeah, and then speaking of vaxxing, my MAGA brother
Mm.
was very hesitant to get vaccinated because
Really?
he on the one hand was saying, hey, you never give Donald Trump credit for the Operation Warp Speed, but then he also said, but I won't get this because I don't trust it. I'm just gonna take zinc and get a measles vaccination. I was like, a measles vaccine? What are you reading? Like, where are you getting your information?
Yeah.
Finally, he visited me in the Bay Area as he was traveling from Singapore back to Florida.
Yeah.
And after several days of discussion, I take partial credit in convincing him, like, dude, you should get a freaking like, look around. Like, people here are not idiots. Like, they're people of science, and we're all taking it really seriously. So he said, okay, fine, maybe I'll get the vaccine.
Yeah.
So he gets the vaccination, and just yesterday, he tested positive. So number one lesson is being vaccinated doesn't mean you are, kind of out of the woods or you're, impervious.
Yeah.
And number two, had he not been vaccinated and also caught COVID, I think his symptoms and the repercussions would have been potentially far more intense.
I agree.
And so, hopefully
he'll be less sicker right now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he recuperates, but he's my MAGA brother. He's never predictable.
May I ask how old is he?
He's like 52, 53.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought he's like 30 something.
He looks it. He looks it. He's the oldest of the three boys. He looks the youngest.
Oh, does he exercise?
He exercise. That's like, he doesn't work. He made a lot of money in banking and real estate, and he hasn't worked since maybe 2003 or 2004.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he works, but he has a lot of passive income, as they say.
Yeah.
And so his full-time job is like working out and going to nightclubs. He's like a nightclub promoter. That's what he does for fun.
I see.
And I mean, he definitely looks young, but he also puts himself in a lot of risk. So he lives in Florida now, and they're acting like there's no problem. And he was also complaining to me like, oh, you guys in California, you're taking it like you're making this all political. Like, why are you making everyone wear masks, all this stuff? And he's like, in Florida, we're wide open, blah, blah, blah. And literally days later, he messages me saying, hey, I've had a sore throat and I've been feeling very achy for the last few days. Do you think I should get a COVID test? And I said, well, probably. Like, have you been interacting with people? And he's like, well, I've been going to clubs like 4 days a week. And indoor clubs, no masks, sharing drinks with strangers.
Wow.
And I'm like, what do you think, you
That's
genius?
Silly.
Like, are you surprised?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, but I thought the pandemic was over. I was like, just because Governor DeSantis says that Florida is wide open doesn't mean you throw caution to the wind.
Yeah.
And it's just sad that he's an educated person, but he gets all of his information and news from like other like MAGA Floridians, and they have their own sense of reality. Like it's really strange. But anyway, enough about my MAGA brother. We could spend a whole day trying to deconstruct.
Wish him not get too sick and recover soon.
Hopefully he has a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
Hopefully he will reassess his sort of lifestyle decisions. But it's a free country, so I guess he'll do what he does. So tell me a little bit about following the race like the horse race, it seemed like Yang was, kind of the clear front runner. But I just did a live stream yesterday, the state of the campaign, and it definitely looks like Adams is picking up steam, and Garcia with the New York Times endorsement has gotten a little more attention.
Right.
Obviously, Stringer has dealt with his own issues, and
Right.
Yang hasn't. I don't know. I'd be curious to get your thoughts. Yeah, I feel like that whole Israeli tweet was not a good idea.
Yeah.
But I'm not in New York. Maybe
Yeah.
it's landing better in New York than it is nationally. What do you think?
Well, I think at this stage, anything he says, always gonna have impact on both sides, whether negative or positive. I think from a political point of view, he tried to win the huge population in Jewish population in New York City, and I don't blame him from strategic point of view. What he's showing support for Israeli people or Jewish people or community, but just the way he said it, I think also I kind of agree with your analysis, which I watched your show. It could be a little bit more gentle, more sort of a smart about it, because you always have to offend the other party once you strongly support one party. But I don't know, I am not too worried right now, because even if he farts in his bathroom, somebody's gonna write about how bad he is, because like somebody is gonna pick on him no matter what he does, so I think it's okay. It's a deep down is he just have to keep doing what he's doing right now, and people support him, keep supporting him the way we do it now. And there's no magic bullet at this point. I mean, you can say he still have 4 weeks left, right? That's a lot of time. But you can also say 4 weeks is not enough. But everybody's in the same way. All the 8 candidates, if it's 8, if it's not more, all in the same scale, same market. It's just like if you're beat up right now a little bit, it's better than you getting beat up 2 weeks before. That's how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, is the New York voting population, how are they looking at this race? Do they feel like Yang is the front runner, or do they think it's a tie between Yang and Adams, or do they think it's just like wide open? How are New Yorkers looking at this?
I don't know. Good question. People around me, maybe half of them, they're young supporters.
Right.
The other half, they don't say anything, So I'm not in sort of they all know I'm openly, putting pictures or videos, of Yan. So, but there's not enough kind of I use Clubhouse also. I use Clubhouse to do what do you call publicize Yan. So like say tonight 9:00, hey everybody, if you use Clubhouse, coming in Clubhouse at 9 p.m. Eastern time, look for a Clubhouse called Race for NYC Mayor. And I'm going to sit there with my other Young Gang fellows and then just talk to people who, whether they are Young Gang or not, we just sit there. And so the Clubhouse room is called what do you think Andrew Yang doing, or something like that. How is Andrew Yang doing? I can find for you. But anyway, so I try to do help Andrew Yang here and there in different ways. But other people, I don't know. I think everybody should. If you truly believe Andrew Yang will be a good choice. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find my. Okay, so tonight it's called "How is Andrew Yang Doing?" Very simple. All right. The room is called the club is called Race for Mayor NYC. So we're gonna sit there and just talk to people, and in any thoughts and capacity, because Clubhouse is really big and you can meet some people. And I actually talk about Andrew Yang a lot in many Clubhouse I go in, even video videographers, and I met many people actually support Andrew Yang. They're not necessarily in New York City though, but they
That's
all
the
like.
problem. Yeah.
I know.
They're like in freaking Toronto.
Yeah, a lot of people
Yeah.
liking him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How do you think? What do you think? What's your take on the state of the Yang Gang right now? I feel like it's lost some steam, to be honest.
well, I don't know, yes or no. I know some young guy from Indianapolis just moved to here yesterday. Max. Max is gonna. He just literally moved the whole family to Manhattan.
Oh,
and then
Jesus.
yesterday, another young guy came from Connecticut, and to knocking on doors. He actually contacted me. He said, "Are you gonna be working? On Saturday? So I said, yeah, okay. So and then we met up, and so he knocked on doors for like all day. He got here 10 a.m. and he left at 6 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah. Flavia. Kudo to Flavia, a musician. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Thank you,
bass player.
Flavio.
Yeah, Flavio.
What do you think will happen if he doesn't win?
Well, I'm gonna go kill myself. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Well, I think if he does not win, maybe we can look into some other possibilities like presidential. And I think it is overall it's a good thing that Andrew Yang run for president last year, and then running for the New York City mayor, because he really brings the level of people awareness, and also UBI, and also just politically awareness, much higher level among Asian Americans. That's if nothing else, that is a very good thing for my people. I am Chinese, and I'm Chinese born American, but he's American born Chinese. So that level. And then he raised so many issues. He make us to think. I think that's a very, valuable assets. And then he's so young, Biden, 78 years old, became a president. He's only 46 years old. There's a long way to go. So, excuse me, let me have some water. So if he doesn't win, it's okay.
Yeah. Tell me about being an Asian American in New York City. I guess like a month or two ago, there seemed to be this kind of bubbling up of anti-Asian sentiment. Has that now been sort of simmering down, or have you observed any of that or experienced any of that?
Yeah, I heard so many stories about people getting, physically abused or pushed, or even, very injured by people they don't really know. They didn't do anything to anybody. So, but personally, because I did not really go onto the street that much, maybe until March. Yeah. So I personally do not feel that way. I also live in a community, is a very diverse community. Like we have white people, and then we have some black people, and our community is very close to Harlem, so we're very friendly to African Americans. And then so we're living in this community is like very versatile, and walk on the streets all kind of colors. So I never really personally have fear of me being a Chinese, being abused, because there's a lot of Chinese, lots of different race people. So yeah. So to answer your question, I personally did not experience any abuse or harassment, from other people, just because I'm Chinese.
Yeah. Have you thought about what you would do if you witnessed someone getting assaulted or harassed? Like how you would react in that situation? Like if you're on you're walking on the street and you see some Asian person getting pushed around or yelled at, and a lot of epithets being thrown around. Like,
Mm.
I think in the old days, I might have avoided conflict,
Mhm.
but I think today I would feel compelled to kind of stand up for the person, or at least say, like, what the heck are you doing? You know, like, stop being such a racist idiot.
Mhm.
But
I
what
probably
have you thought about it, or?
I probably would filming it and capture
Oh,
on my video.
that'd probably have the most impact. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
seen it? Have you seen anything like that happen? Or
No.
that's
No.
good.
No.
Good. Yeah.
It all depends, like, on what situation, right?
Yeah.
If the guy is really big and has a gun on his hand,
Right.
it'll be
Yeah.
different from someone is just kind of like
Screaming. Yeah.
screaming, or someone looks like a mentally ill, and,
Right.
and so it all depends on what situation. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching this video of, like, in Florida, there was like a school board meeting, and the president of the school board was advocating for the students wearing masks when they attend school. And she is an Asian American woman, and it was interesting in that the kind of the residents, or the citizens of the school board in that meeting were starting to shout, like, hey, this is not China,
Mm.
you know, this is not the CCP.
Mm.
And you got to feel for this poor woman who's serving her community.
Mm.
Yeah, she has Chinese ethnicity,
Mm.
but she's advocating for public health.
Mm.
And it's such a, like, cheap shot, in my opinion. Like, they wouldn't say to Trump, like, oh, this is not Germany. I don't know. Like, it's just unfortunate. But hopefully, Andrew, it doesn't seem like, I mean, it does seem like, actually, that Andrew has caught some flack for, like, well, is he really a New Yorker? Does he really know what a bodega is? No, he hasn't
Yeah.
really worked. He's not like, people like Andrew haven't really worked ever in their life. They
Mm.
don't understand us.
Mm.
Like, have you observed that? Like, or do you feel like, well, it's just politics? Or it feels to me like they wouldn't say that
No.
about him if he were Andrew Hernandez.
Yeah. I just think if people can say anything they want, and I mean, they keep saying, "Oh, during the pandemic, you left New York City," and so what? A lot of people have a second home, and they go to a second home, right? And so no big deal. It's not a crime. I mean, he yeah. So then they say the bodega thing. Bodega. Yunjie went to look there. Yunjie Young and my friend. Yunjie said that is a bodega. It just looks bigger. It's just like a cleaner. But you think a bodega has to be like a tiny,
Dusty,
dirty,
with the cat.
Some bodega in New York, in Manhattan. That one is on 49th Street near Andrew Yan's place. It is a more kind of bigger and nice
Upscale
one.
bodega.
Yeah. So it's like, what's the big deal? People just try to pick on him, and I don't really take it too seriously. And when you talk about some other issues, like say, like Stringer, right? He was accused for like sexual harassment, stuff like that. That is kind of difficult, to defend yourselves. Like that's like a more serious, thing. But bodega or not bodega, yeah. So to me, I don't take it that seriously. And then people still to this day still think he's a Californian sometimes, and then we'll have to say, no, he's not Californian. He lives here and he went to
I don't
school
think
here.
he's ever lived in California in his
Yeah, I
life.
don't know why. Maybe his parents went to school in Berkeley.
Yeah,
That's California. That's
okay.
why.
Yeah,
That's why. Yeah.
I
So it
suppose
must
so.
be
Yeah.
part of his life. He was in California, part of his life. Yeah. But that's okay. I think he looks good. For a couple of times I saw him, right? I saw him in Brooklyn talking to Chinese. He was endorsed by Chinese Asian American Democratic club. So I saw him in Brooklyn. He looks leaner than 2020. I wouldn't say skinnier, but lean and
Yeah.
healthy looking, very articulated the way he says
Yeah.
things. Yeah. I also saw him another occasion in Harlem. Yeah. And on 103rd Street, yeah, Upper West Side. He came to shake hands with the people, have a fair, street fair. So I took picture with him, you know. So
That's great that he's looking good. I remember during the presidential, I think when you have to go to all those like Iowa fairs and fried butter, and he was looking, as
chubby.
my mom would say, a bit prosperous. A bit prosperous.
That's funny. That's such a polite.
But Andrew, you're looking good now, bro. You're
Yeah.
looking good. Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
imagine you're always on the road. I mean, no one is
Oh, yeah,
cooking for you.
Yeah, you're definitely grabbing
Yeah.
convenient food that is probably not super healthy.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's probably stressful. There's probably some
Uh-huh.
stress eating as well. I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
more power to the guy. Well, Ching, I know we're running short on time, but I wanted
Okay.
to ask you: are there any other topics or call outs you wanted to kind of make the audience aware of before we wrap up?
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, we got some music.
watch my YouTube channel. Watch my YouTube channel. Join me on YouTube channel is Juul Media, and also join Clubhouse. And Clubhouse is very powerful, amazingly powerful. I'm glad. I don't know why you're not there, Tom. So, but
Well,
you're too
one
busy.
reason was I use a Google Pixel phone, so they didn't
oh.
support Android until
Yes.
I think recently.
Last Sunday.
Yeah.
Last
And then the
Sunday they
second thing is just I'm so slammed with
Mm.
the YouTube channel
Mm.
and then my volunteer work for Of the People,
I understand.
and then I volunteer for the county,
Mm.
and then I have a day job, and then
Yeah.
raising the kids and
Yeah,
being a good
yeah,
husband.
yeah. I
and
know you have
taking
so
my mom
many
to the hospital.
you have so many responsibilities. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but I will try and get on Clubhouse more. I mean, it sounds super cool. I just
Yeah.
wonder, yeah, like how I didn't get on the whole TikTok thing either. Like, it's just
oh,
I can't. It's just so time consuming, right?
I know.
But I'll
But
try.
you-
I'll try and jump on one of your things as a
Okay,
maybe
so I'm
to
telling
join
you, the thing is, to save time, right? When you go on Clubhouse, do not just sit there and listen. The best way to do it is while you're cooking, while you're doing other things, while you
yeah.
check your email. Then you turn on Clubhouse and you listen to, and you. But
Got
it
it.
takes a while. It takes a while for you to get used to which group you want to go in,
Yeah.
what subject you want to listen to. I mainly listen to filmmaking things, and
Right.
I learned so many things from different people. And because Clubhouse, I also got a distribution. People talk to me through Clubhouse.
Mm.
So you never know who you met, and so it's a kind of fun thing. I'm not paid by Clubhouse, but
Yeah.
subscribe my Juul Media. Okay, Juul Media YouTube channel. Can I play you something?
Yeah, let's wrap up with the
Yeah.
little musical
Little.
performance from none
Yeah.
other than Ching Juhl, the
Oh, okay.
filmmaker and music teacher.
So I ended my film by playing a little bit a song called "Lovers Greetings" by Edgar. Yeah. This is an electronic violin.
Mm.
That's it. Thank you.
There's a certain sadness to that one, though, huh?
Kind of. Lovers greeting. Yeah, lovers greeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, thank you so much, Ching.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's always good to have you in the Nerd Zone. Keep up the amazing work, and thank you for all you're doing for the Yang campaign on the ground. I know a lot of us are not in New York, and wish we could be more in the center of things. But hopefully, we'll be able to root you on from the sidelines and pitch in where we can. And I would love to connect with you next time I'm in the city. We can go get some dim sum.
Yeah, please let me know when you come. Yeah, thank you so much. And you're doing a great job, and you're giving analysis. You're the best analysis teacher ever. There is yeah, you too. Thank you so much. And
where there are charts, I will be there. Thanks, Ching.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I didn't have time to name your name, but thank you so much. Yeah.
Goodbye, nerds.
Goodbye, nerds. Thank you.